Hey everyone, this is Quad, and I will be bringing you another 1 vs 1, this time between Virus, Elfi, and ATNSocke. And so I actually don't know what the ATN stands for in Sokke's name. I actually just have no idea. If someone can correct me in the comments or something else, or just say, "Oh my God, you're so stupid, you don't know that." But just frankly, I just don't know. So, anyways, back to the actual game. This is actually on the ESL. I'm not sure when this was played. I assume it was played Sunday or Saturday, as I do believe the ESL, or the newer season of the ESL, just kicked off just this weekend. And so this is in the round of 1 stages of the tournament, which is just the early stages. I don't know too much about the ESL, as I am from North America. I do watch strictly TSL, NASL, other random tournaments, and GSL occasionally, so I am an ignorant North American. I'm not American, so... but I'm Canadian, so ha. But anyways, this map will actually be Lost Temple so anyone who's been playing this game for a while, or even Broodwar, gets a little chills and loves this map, and just knows that it's so sad that it's been missing, because Terran, you stupid Terran with your tanks, you make it imbalanced for Zerg, so Zerg cry and it gets removed from the map. Well, this makes me cry, because this is my favorite map. It's just, look how narrow this choke point is. It's amazing. You can go for forward expands against Zerg. You can just easily force field any early Terran Marine pushes Protoss. I'm a Protoss, so obviously, I guess I'm biased. That's where I don't know why that word was alluding, but I'm biased towards Protoss because I love Protoss because I play it. And anyways, this will be a Protoss versus Protoss. Yes, I know, the most fun matchup, but this game, I have seen it before, is actually going to be quite the game. It's actually probably one of the most fun Protoss versus Protosses that I have seen in quite a while, and we will see that Elfi is actually a little bit ahead on his cyber core than or ahead of Socke, who did go for that 13 gate, which it's not too much of a difference. It's that slight economic advantage that some pros really like to macro on, or that type of thing. But anyways, we do see that Socke is actually getting out of the Zealot. Meanwhile, Elfi is not, so I would assume that he will... Actually, I don't know what he's going to do. He's not going to drop another gateway, so he's not going to do any sort of 2-stalker push, so this is quite odd. Normally you do want to get that Zealot out, because why not? You get that extra unit if the other dude goes for like some sort of early Zealot stalker pressure on you, like before a 4-gate. That can happen. It's not very dominant or predominant, or it doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, and you get kind of slightly killed by just because there's one more Zealot from your opponent, you get kind of annoyed. So anyways, Elfi will be moving about with this stalker and this probe, and he's actually going to take a second gas, so we will not be seeing any sort of 4-gate action, although blink stalkers and robo or even DTs does remain on the table, though this gas was a little bit late for DTs, I would say. And meanwhile, Socke is just getting his 2 gateways here. Will there be a 4th gateway? Will there be a 4th? No, there will not be a 4th gateway, at least not yet. So neither player going for the 4 gateway, which I'm sure anyone who's Protoss or even pays attention to the metagame of StarCraft at all knows that PvP is pretty much all 4 warp gates battles. So this will be interesting to see what both players go to, as they are both getting 2 gateways and both getting their second assimilator, although Elfi is slightly ahead on his actual buildings. Meanwhile, I think Socke, actually no, not far ahead in economy at all. They're both sitting there at 22 probes. Ooh, that probe just gets picked off. That's actually... yeah, I'd say it's huge, but no, it's really not huge. 1 probe doesn't make much sense. And oh, here we go. And Socke has put down a Twilight Council, so it will most likely be blink stalkers from Socke, as DTs this late really won't help him. And for him, I also really hope it's not DTs, as we do see that Elfi is getting a robo base, so we will probably be opting for that Colossus type pressure, or maybe even some sort of immortal push, or just even expanding off of this, which I personally am not a fan of. I don't think you should really expand to Protoss versus Protoss until like the 15-minute mark when you run out of minerals, because there's no point in doing so, because if the other person expands, you can just go freaking kill them. But yeah, actually we do see the Robotics Bay going down, and this could actually be very problematic for Elfi if, well actually yeah, Socke will be attacking with Blink, and if Elfi actually doesn't cancel it. Oh, 1 stalker goes down. That's actually huge in this early stage, and oh, this second stalker will also go down. Oh, and the Roblox is cancelled. Elfi's in a terrible position. Socke is ahead 2 stocks, which is not a position you want to be on, although he will take this one Zealot kill, which really won't make up for it at all. And Elfi now knows what to expect after seeing this volume of stalkers this late, and he will be starting to build an Immortal. He is not... Actually, no, he is chrono boosting, which is definitely the right decision, and he is beginning to make a probe of production, because now Elfi knows he is on the defensive, especially since he's down 2 stalkers, and so he's going to attempt to defend this with Immortals and Zealots and Sentries, and at the same time try to garner a bit of an economic lead. As actually, no, he is 1 pro behind. I'm sorry, Socke has been continuing to make probes, as we do see, and this observer is checking everything out, and a 4th gateway is going down, and here we go, stalkers are going up. There will be a force field. 1 stalker does blink, which is actually quite nice, and all of them blink on top, and that's actually incredibly dangerous. The Mortal gets picked off, and so many stalkers going down for both players. These Zealots are actually getting a lot of hits. That's a bad thing about blinking on top, and we continue to see the blink stalker micro as blink comes off the cooldown. And Elfi is actually doing an amazing job targeting down these stalkers. One goes down. He's taking down these weak stalkers, and Socke will probably blink out in a second as Immortal has just popped out, and quite a number of these stalkers will be going down. And I actually cannot say who the hell came ahead of that in that battle at all. And I don't know, this can still go either way with Micro. One thing I will say, blinking forward on top of the army, especially if there are Zealots in that army, is not the best decision if you're blink stalkers, as then you will not be able to blink away from them. And see, here we go, here at another one, the Mortal does get picked off, and now there's only Zealots and 1 Sentry left, and so Socke will now be able to kite this force, as that Stalker just gets warped in right on top of the other blink stalkers, and that's definitely not what you want. And the Mortal does come out in perfect time, is focusing down the weakened stalkers. He gets 3 kills before it will go down, maybe even 4? No, not quite 4, but that Immortal is worth its weight in gold. Perfect timing. And we do have another stalker coming out who will pick off 1 stalker. Ooh, that 1 stalker is saved. I'm not sure if that blink intercepted the missile attack, but that is one thing you can do with stalkers. If you blink them at the right time, it will stop any damage coming in, even if the shots have already been fired. And 1 stalker will get sniped off by Socke, which is exactly what he wants to do. If no ranged units exist for Elfi, he can just kite all these Zealots until Kingdom Come, and Mortal does come out once again, perfect timing, and these stalkers will be forced to blink down, and the injured stalker is blunked down. And meanwhile, Socke trying to snap off the Immortal to no avail, and actually saves all these stalkers. I don't think he lost any of them. That was brilliant micro by him, and this is still like ridiculously even. You can see that the food count, I'm sure the harvest count is just about the same. Yeah, it hasn't changed at all since the last time we checked it. And here we go, here's another push. Blink on top, that Immortal gets just 1 shot off before dying. Stalkers get sniped off by both people. Zealot battle going on here, and Socke a slight advantage here as he is just a few... Actually, oh my god, this is just too close a call. You can't say anyone's really ahead at all. None of them have really gone ahead in either battle significantly, and Elfi has dropped that Colossus check, so he will not have those crucial Colossi to do anything. And actually, now finally, Socke is might be giving up on this aggression after this push, as he is putting down a Stargate, which I actually really like, because Socke is assuming that Colossus will be coming out for Elfi eventually, being that he went the Robo-Bay tech route. And if he does just go for the Robo-Bay, Socke will kind of blind counter him, just because he'll get that Void Ray count up well before the Colossus count is high enough to do any damage, and as those Void Ray numbers increase, the Colossus will just be completely useless. And actually Socke is continuing to put on the pressure here. He's going to... actually, here we go, he's doing great micro, and is going to lose 1 stalker. And this arc is a lot better for Elfi, so Elfi will get the better end of that, only losing a few Zealots, and he has now gained a slight advantage in the food count. Speak of the devil, 4 Zealots just get warped in, and I can't be relied on for any information whatsoever. Neither player at all yet going for an expansion. Excuse me, I hope that wasn't too loud. I just coughed a little bit, and now Elfi will be going down for his own Twilight Council. Not quite sure. I don't know, I guess he's hacking, he just knows that, I actually have no idea how he'd actually be predicting the Stargate, so I guess, he would just Elfi is probably just going for the Stargate, or the Twilight Council, excuse me, just in an attempt to probably get Blink or Charge or do some big push and use these Immortals as just to power through his opponent's Stalkers. So this is going to be quite interesting, and I'm sorry for those pings. This isn't my game. The people who are observing or casting this game originally must have been doing it. They may have been bored. I don't care. And weird place for a pylon. Pylons throughout the map, always a good idea. I'm just not quite sure why this pylon has been put over here. I think... No, that's just an observer. Yeah, I just don't know. Don't ask me why he's putting down a pylon there. But there's Socke now finally taking the initiative, putting down his Nexus, and more pings, ever so annoying. I'm sorry, and it's almost in a heart symbol. Let's pretend it's in a heart symbol because that would be just more awesome. And more Void Rays are being produced, so we have quite the number now. 3 and probably will be 4 shortly, as they are being chrono boosted out, as Socke right now is probably chilling in his little European boots. I have no idea what nationality he's from. He was most likely expecting a Colossus push to come at any time now, and he's doing his best to prepare for it, but this actually could be bad for him, as Blink is just about finished researching for Elfi, but Elfi is actually not going for his Nexus, which just as soon as this finishes is going to be disastrous, I'd say, because Elfi is almost out of minerals. There's about 200 on each patch, and so 2-3 minutes he'll be completely mined out. Meanwhile, Socke, same state of minerals, but he will have this extra base here to actually mine from. So this will be quite interesting. And we do have Elfi, very nice. Blink takes out a Stalker or two. That was quite brilliant, but now taking out this pylon, and now Elfi's gonna have to. I think this tech's gonna be all in. I think he knows that this expansion is most likely down for his opponent. Yeah, he's definitely scouted. He's got that observer going around everywhere. Actually, no, he just knows this now and sees a Void Ray. So I think just those Void Rays will just make him a little bit more confident. He does not quite have charge, or he's not getting charge, and he's just gonna go for the attack very shortly, I think. And this is I can't say if anyone's gonna win it or not. There's still quite a large amount of Stalkers, a large amount of Zealots, and these Void Rays are gonna do quite a bit. And we did have another pause, and Stalkers are coming in. They will snipe a Zealot, and that's great. And that's actually wondrous from Elfi, just trying to weaken down the force of Socke just a tiny bit, and does take out another Stalker and maybe another Zealot. And that's just so smart. He knows that he's all in. He needs every advantage he can, and I'm not quite sure when Elfi's gonna go. He needs to make it happen soon, because with every passing second, he's getting further and further behind as his minerals do die. And oh, he's pulling half his probes or so. That's not quite all of them. He still has quite a number here mining back, but he does know the situation. He's not dumb at least, and this attack will be going in right now. And Immortals need to focus down the Stalkers. They're shooting at Zealots right now, and big blinking for Elfi. He's going to be targeting down these Void Rays, and this cannon's doing quite a bit of work. And these Immortals need to be focusing down the Stalkers, and almost all the probes are dead. Socke has pulled his own probes. It's quite a number attacking, and oh, this is still just too close to call. You can't really say, but Socke, no, the Immortals are attacking probes. You can't have the Immortals attacking probes, and Socke will definitely. This is a Socke's game. There's Socke. Socke wins. Elfi, you had the chance. Elfi, you could have won. You just needed to focus the Stalkers with the Immortal. That was just such a crucial micro mistake. If Socke, or excuse me, if Elfi had actually focused Stalkers with his Immortals, both Immortals targeting the same Stalkers, so they just would go down that quickly, and that much more quickly, Elfi could have won. It was still anyone's game at that point, and I just don't understand why he didn't do that. Strictly put, there was no reason not to. He probably just moved in, or was too busy doing his Blink Stalker micro, or controlling his probes or some other stuff, but that single-handedly, that one micro lapse was what lost it for him. But anyways, that was actually probably the most exciting process for Protoss I've seen in a while, as there was no 4-gate, and there was no Colossus War, and there was no cheese. So anyways, once again, I'm Quad, and I'm going to peace out, and hopefully you enjoy this. Keep checking out my videos next time. So, see you later, all.